Hey, welcome back to the channel. Just thought I'd do a quick video on my goals for 2024, following on from last year, which last year was basically the best year of my life in regards to volume, elevation, all that sort of stuff. But I just wanted to show you kind of what's in the calendar for the next year or so. So currently I've got 5 races in the calendar for next year, or this year I should say. The first one is at end of January, which is in about a week and a half, which is the Arc 50. So it's a 50 miler, and basically it's the Cornish coast. It looks sort of stunning landscape, and it can be quite treacherous when it comes down to weather and terrain, but that all adds to the challenge. Now, last year's winner did a 7 hours 39 minutes, and which is basically, I think that's the course record now, and that's a pace of 9 minutes 11 seconds per mile. So that's something to obviously aim for, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to hit it, but still it just gives you a reference of what sort of pace you need to hit overall to basically win some of these events or get close to sort of podium or top 10. But at the moment I'm just hoping to get to top 10. So the next race I've got is a Tunbridge Wells half, which is a local small race. There's usually about 11 or 1200 people in it, and I think last year I did about 1 hour 18 time, but this year I'm going to try and get under 1:15, which I don't know if that's a bit too ambitious at this stage, because that's a pace of 5 minutes 43 seconds per mile. So it's pretty rapid pace, and there's a big hill on that as well, which makes it not a quick half marathon, but that's the Tunbridge Wells half, and that's February the 18th. So I like to sort of mix it, so give you sort of rounded speed work, long distance stuff, just to make myself a rounded runner. Next one we've got is Backyard Ultra, which is like a Pippingford one up in just up the road near Nutley. Now that's 10 hours, and each on the hour, every hour you go off, and there's either a 5 mile loop or 4 mile loop or 3 mile loop. So yeah, I should be fine to hopefully get and do 10 hours, 10 times 5 miles, and so that'll be a 50 miler. And it's not the last man standing one, so it doesn't go through the night, so it's just a case of just doing that. So that's should be a bit of fun. It's a local one, and then we're going off to going up into the Alps, which would be awesome. So I'm hoping to get a week out in the French Alps, and within that week I want to do as much altitude training as possible, as well as get as much elevation, and then maybe at the end of the week go on Strava and try and find the best vertical kilometre and see whether I can get a personal best for a VK, which is quite a grueling sort of event, but it should be really test to see how your fitness is, especially after a week of altitude training. And the reason we chose going there then was because basically a month later I've got the Lakeland 100, which is a 100-mile race around the Lake District, which has got, I think it's over the elevation of Mount Everest. So it's going to be a really tough one, and that's sort of reflected in last year's sort of winning time for the Lakeland 100. But it's supposed to be stunning, and it's in the middle. It's in summer, so you probably have to compete. The challenge will be the heat and the hydration and everything like that, plus the elevation and the distance. But so yeah, last year's winner was 20 hours 3 minutes, which comes up to a pace of 12 minutes, just over 12 minutes per mile. So that gives me a sort of reference of what you'd need to do. But my aim for that is to basically get to the top 10. I mean, I've never done that amount of elevation in one race before. It'll be my second 100 miler from last year. And basically, yeah, my main aim is to get to the top 10, and it should be a great event. So yeah, that's the Lakeland 100, which I've got in July. And let me just bring the screen back up again. Then I have last one, which I got booked for next year, is September the 29th, which is Berlin Marathon. Now my PB for a marathon at the moment is 2:45, and I really want to beat 2:40 at some stage. So I'm looking at the paces you need to hit to do a 2:39, and that comes up at like 6 minutes 7 seconds pace per mile. So I need to do a lot of training basically at that or faster in terms of the long tempo runs and intervals, and just to make that pace feel comfortable over that long distance. So yeah, Berlin Marathon, nice fast course, 2:39 hopefully or below, but that's an aggressive target, so fingers crossed. And yeah, when it comes down to form and running sort of technique and everything, I would much prefer to increase my stride length, because basically my cadence generally is really good. It's about 182 on average, just for a normal slowish pace, normal run. And so I don't think I've got a problem with cadence, but I need to stretch more with regards to like hip flexors, sort of triple extension, and just to try and get a longer stride length. If you can get a long stride length and a good cadence, then that's your speed, that's your pace. So they're the two main factors, and I think the cadence is fine. It's just I need to get the stride length longer. So, and also I need to do more specialist sessions, more specialist speed work sessions, and not just the volume, which I've been putting in recently due to the ultras coming up. Generally, with regards to health, I think as always, better sleep, better diet, less sugar. Yeah, and so it's an exciting year. It's quite an ambitious target through the year. I wouldn't mind another couple more races in there, maybe another 100 mile or something, which might be a bit too much, or another 50. Definitely another half marathon. I'll probably do a tune-up race before the Berlin Marathon, but a tune-up half. But yeah, so it's exciting to get stuff in the calendar and try and beat the year before and get more PBs and stuff. But let's see how it goes. Anyway, hope your training's going well. See you later. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.